Right now at 6, the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Center hosted a second Sunday cinema event.
And we've got ourselves a chilly but clear start to our Monday. We've got a beautiful day out there. We'll have a look at that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Ottawa County 4-H Youth Development hosts a 4-H Day. We'll meet some of the participants.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is a Monday morning across the 4 states.
Monday's here.
It is. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It wasn't too bad this weekend.
It was your birthday.
It was. Yes. I definitely feel older. I do not know about any wiser.
I think so. I think Chris is very wise here. At least taking me under your wing a little bit as I
don't know how wise I can get, but I will certainly try. And about the only good wisdom I've got for you today, though, is it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day.
Yes.
So if you're under the weather, go out and enjoy the nice weather. You know, it's a good day to be home. Stay home. It's a great day to stay home. That's why I wish we did have some windows in here, but then that'd disrupt everything and the studio wouldn't work out so right if it had windows. But if you do have windows and you do have to be at work, make sure you keep the blinds open on what's going to be a gorgeous Monday. Our Camera Cornell Complex downtown Joplin, clear skies, a bit breezy. Winds are going to be a thing over the next couple of days as well. They'll be gusting today anywhere to 25 to 30 miles an hour out of the southwest. Then they're going to increase Tuesday and Wednesday. We could see those gusts pushing closer to 40, maybe even 45 miles an hour over the next couple of days, so do be aware of that. MoDOT camera, 20th and range line looking back to the north, also looking pretty good so far. But as I mentioned this morning, it is a bit of a cool start out there. Temperatures upper 30s and low 40s across the area, so you'll definitely want a jacket as you get your Monday underway, but you will not need it when you come back home. Kids going on to the bus, again, that jacket definitely needed. 40, south breeze around 5 to 10, then those gusts will start to pick up. There'll be occasional gusts, which is good news. We're not talking about just all day wind, but do be prepared for some gusts out there. And we're looking at about 64 and still sunny when the bus brings them home. Our highs today, mid-upper 60s across the area. Sunny skies, going to look great. Clouds will increase late tonight into the overnight ahead of increasing thunderstorm chances over the next several days. We're going to talk more about those thunderstorm chances and how the rest of this week is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll see you soon. A fire crews in Webb City respond to a morning house fire. It happened around 7:45 Sunday morning at 1216 West Austin. When crews arrived, most of the fire had gone out, but they helped put out remaining hot spots. The east side of the home was damaged from the fire and smoke. No one was injured in the fire. The Carl Junction Fire Department put out a house fire early Sunday morning in the Briarbrook neighborhood. It happened before the time change around 1:20 a.m. in the 700 block of Spring Hill Drive. Flames and smoke were visible in the attic area of the house. Everyone got out safely. The Red Cross was contacted to help the displaced residents. Authorities in Jasper County Saturday responded to reports of an overturned car. It happened around 1 Saturday afternoon on Highway 171 north of Carl Junction. First responders say the vehicle went off the roadway and flipped over multiple times in a field. 2 people in the car were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. To be the first to see breaking news, weather and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. The Cornell Arts and Entertainment Center in Joplin Sunday hosted a second Sunday cinema event. The purpose of the event is to recognize the work of local and regional filmmakers. Last week, KOAM's Amber Jenkins spoke with the filmmaker of In the Morning, a documentary about former Joplin police officer Jake Reed. Sunday, we spoke to an organizer about the films that were showcased.
For Second Sunday Cinema, we're trying to show one feature film, so it's going to be over 40 minutes long, one feature film, and then at least a couple of shorts as well each month. And so 3 films today, but most of these are winners or were just really favorites from our Uplift Film Festival.
Films shown Sunday include, The Center Where the River Divides and In the Morning. When you think of 4-H, you might think of animals such as cattle or poultry, but how about public speaking or graphic design?
KOAM Samantha Walker has more on how a 4-H contest tests areas you might not expect.
Because I love 4-H.
4-H is a popular after-school activity for students across the country. The H's stand for head, heart, hands, and health, referred to as the 4 squares of education.
It's just a great way for young adults to develop those skills that they're going to be able to need later in life.
Many people associate 4-H contests with animals, as many contests include student work with goats, pigs, and horses. A competition in Miami challenged students in different ways.
Some of those events include photography, public speaking, skill-a-thon, and also impressive dress is some of the categories we have today.
Gracie Smith has been competing in 4-H for 7 years. She is competing in several events, including public speaking.
I've gained knowledge on how to speak better and more knowledge on how to compete.
Others participated in photography or made posters to show off their design skills.
About where we do the 4-H, like after school, and another one was about how to feed my cat.
And while Smith is well seasoned in these contests, others are just starting.
It's my first year.
Those in 4-H recommend others learn more about the organization.
It helps them learn to be a better individual and be more active in their community and gain community service.
I'm going to have a lot of fun in 4-H too.
In Miami, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Many of the competitors' project presented Saturday will also be saved and entered into this year's Ottawa County Fair. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Hawaii is setting up wildfire detection centers statewide in the wake of last summer's deadly fire. We'll have the details. Plus, the two 2024 frontrunners have already pivoted towards a general election rematch. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Monday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Pittsburgh State University, home to the 2024 MIAA Women's Basketball Champions.
From the moment you call.
Quality, compassionate.
Quality, compassionate, affordable care.
Topping Nation Watch this morning. All bets are on in North Carolina. Sports gambling officially kicks off in the state today. A new law that legalizes sports gambling went into effect last January, but it has taken some time for the state's Education Lottery Commission to establish the rules and regulations. Supporters say gambling will provide an economic boost to the state, but opponents are concerned about people who get addicted to gambling and lose their life's earnings. North Carolina becomes the 38th state in the country to legalize sports gambling and now the 30th to allow for mobile gambling. The food industry is fighting germs hand over fist. It's called the hand scanner, and it's basically a lie detector at the sink. The product from PathSpot, a tech startup in New York, lives up to its name. After employees wash their hands, they place them under the device's scanner. The hand scanner looks for dirt of any sort on the skin and gives results within seconds. If germs are still present, the employee will be prompted to wash his or her hands again and go for another scan. Managers can have employee ID codes linked to the hand scanner so they can know who has clean hands. According to the CDC, most food workers wash their hands about a third as much as they should. Food contamination can lead to numerous health concerns, including E. coli, norovirus, and salmonella. Hawaii setting up wildfire detection centers statewide in the wake of last summer's deadly Lahaina fire on the island of Maui. The goal is to respond more quickly and save more lives when wildfires break out. Authorities will strategically place about 80 wildfire sensors around the state. The first 20 sensors on Maui are expected to be active by April 8th. The sensors detect heat and use artificial intelligence to identify animals like smoke, particles, and gases produced by fires. The AI component distinguishes those animals from elements normally found in the air in Hawaii, like volcanic ash and ocean salt. The deadly fire that swept through Lahaina in August and killed 101 people. Well, this week, both President Biden and former President Donald Trump could gain enough delegates in primary contests to secure their party's nomination. The two 2024 frontrunners have already pivoted towards a general election rematch, holding dueling rallies over the weekend in Georgia. Voters in the Peachtree State, Mississippi, and Washington State will make their voices heard at the polls tomorrow. CBS News correspondent Naomi Ruckham has more from New York.
Get out the vote.
Stumping in Georgia over the weekend, President Biden and former President Donald Trump previewed their likely general election rematch, trading barbs while pushing voters to the primary polls tomorrow.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans are trying to take our freedoms away.
Let's send crooked Joe Biden packing.
With immigration remaining a top issue this election season, the current and past presidents both addressed the killing of a Georgia nursing student, allegedly by an undocumented migrant. Speaking to MSNBC, President Biden expressed regret for referring to the suspect as a, quote, illegal during last week's State of the Union address, following criticism from some in his party.
I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented.
Trump later bashed Biden's comments.
He was an illegal migrant, and he shouldn't have been in our country.
Trump also slammed Georgia's criminal case, charging him with trying to overturn the 2020 election.
This whole witch hunt should be put out of its misery and dismissed immediately.
President Biden kicked off a multi-state blitz the day after his State of the Union address, starting with Pennsylvania on Friday and Georgia Saturday. Today he heads to New Hampshire and later this week, Wisconsin and Michigan. The Biden campaign says it raised $10 million in the first 24 hours following his State of the Union, which is sure to come in handy, with the campaign planning to spend $30 million in new ads. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Vice President Kamala Harris has also hit the campaign trail over the weekend. She was out west with events focused on building support among Latino voters. That's a look at some of today's top national stories. Now here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
We've got ourselves an absolutely beautiful Monday. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear around our area and across the entire 4 states and will remain that way from now until at least tomorrow evening before we start to see some changes. Our camera 7th range line looking pretty good as well. We are looking at sunny skies for us today. Temperatures mid-upper 60s for our highs. We do have some gusty winds today, and over the next couple of days we also have increasing thunderstorm chances. We'll look at all that in your full forecast here in a few more minutes.
The Ozarks, it's more than a place.
Saturday, March 23rd at In the Garden on East 4th in Pittsburgh.
Ashley, this is home.
A mini horse named Peaches is competing in this year's Cadbury Bunny Contest. Cadbury launched this annual event in 2019. The company urges pet owners to enter for a chance to win. Brianna Borghi has more.
Come here, Peach. Come here, Peach. Go with the camera. At just 26 inches tall, Peaches is vying for a big title. The miniature therapy horse who suffers from dwarfism is a semi-finalist in this year's Cadbury Bunny Contest.
She not only loves the camera, but she's white and fluffy and looks like a bunny, and she is got a great personality, so I think she would be a perfect Cadbury bunny.
Whether Peaches knows it or not, she's been training for this moment.
She knows how to do a little bunny hop. Good girl.
32 animals will battle it out in the bracket-style Instagram tournament, with the public voting in each round. Peaches knows how this is done. Her herd mate, Stewie Vuitton here, was last year's runner-up. The winner earns a cash prize and gets to appear in a Cadbury commercial. Peaches is more than ready for her close-up.
She actually knows how to do selfies. I don't know how, but you pull out your phone and she'll come over and pose with you.
But even more impressive is the work Peaches does with Lifting Spirits miniature therapy horses out of Andover. After being rescued back in 2017 and undergoing surgery, she now provides equine therapy to people of all ages and abilities.
I think she represents overcoming a lot and bringing a lot of cheer and joy and happiness to people.
The voting opens today for what they're calling the round of 30 cute. Eventually, the field will be narrowed to the final 2 animals, and Peaches is hoping to be the last animal standing when voting wraps up on March 23rd. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a really nice Monday shaping up out there. However, it is going to change this week. Don't forget, we are entering storm season. We're going to talk about our thunderstorm chances, warmer weather, and windier weather when the KOAM Morning News returns.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all. Again. There's bound to be action.
By Integris Health, with hospitals in Miami and Grove. Integris Health, partnering with people to live healthier lives.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:21 now on this Monday morning. Live look from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Looking pretty good. It's a bit breezy. It's a little chilly out there this morning. Those winds are going to be a thing over the next few days across the area. We're going to talk about all of that here in just a moment. MoDOT camera 20th and range line also looking pretty good this morning. So let's start with the winds. Today, we're looking at gusts primarily in that 25 to 30 mile an hour range as we head through today. The good news is these aren't going to be continuous gusts, but we'll be a bit on the breezy side out there. However, as we head into our Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to see those winds really start to ramp up. We're looking at gusts 40, maybe even as high as 45 miles an hour across the area as we go through our Tuesday and even into the first part of our Wednesday across the area as well. So do be aware of those gusty winds over the next couple of days. Right now in Joplin, it is clear. It is 41. It does feel like 35 with a south breeze at about 9 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region, again, it's a chilly start, but we all know it could be a lot worse. We've seen cold weather last as far as April out there, so this isn't that bad. Upper 30s, low 40s across the area as we get our day started. We're going to be sunny. We'll have those occasional gusts out there, and we're going to warm up nicely right about 54 by 11 o'clock this morning. Heading into the afternoon, not bad either. We're going to be warm, sunny, bit breezy. Temperatures mid-upper 60s out there, and into the evening hours it's going to be clear initially, and then late tonight and overnight clouds will gradually increase. So we'll go partly cloudy. We're going to fall back to lows right around the mid to upper 40s, so again, not bad. Then we've got the thunderstorm chances that we're keeping an eye on. These start late tomorrow evening. So our Tuesday, we're going to spend it mostly cloudy, but we're still going to be rather warm. In fact, we're going to be even warmer over the next few days than we are today. And by late Tuesday evening, scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, and these could persist into early Wednesday morning across the area. And some of these could be strong, low-grade severe out there, with hail and wind being the primary concern, so something we'll keep an eye on. Isolated to scattered storms as we go late Wednesday into early Thursday, and they'll stick with us, but as you can see, they're confined more along and south of the I-44 corridor for our Thursday, but these also could persist in the early Friday morning for us out there, with, again, some stronger storms possible. Now, again, for today, we're looking great. Tomorrow, though, we do have that low-wind risk across a good portion of the area. Again, for hail and wind at this point is the primary concerns, and the same goes for Wednesday. But this risk area, of course, overspreads more of the area. And in both cases, in fact, in nearly all cases of our thunderstorm chances this week, this is late night, overnight into the next morning, tomorrow, and same for Wednesday out there as well. We're not expecting too many thunderstorms during the day, aside from Thursday. Temperatures warming mid-70s by Thursday, a little cooler by Friday, much cooler by Sunday and Monday of next week, and the sun returns by midweek, and we start to warm up again as well. That's Check Your Forecast. Now here's Elise with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Tobacco company marketing terms may lead to more teens using e-cigarettes. A study published in Pediatrics shows terms like vaping and tobacco-free imply that inhaling nicotine is harmless, and more needs to be done to educate young people about e-cigarettes. Researchers also found teens who are disposable e-cigarettes are more likely to keep smoking compared to teens who use non-disposable devices. Well, doctors are making progress in developing a new infertility treatment using skin cells. The process, called IVG or in vitro gametogenesis, can help transform skin cells into eggs that can produce viable embryos. It's only been performed on mice so far, but it could one day help produce eggs for people who don't have their own. And survivors of childhood cancer may not be getting a critical test needed in adulthood. Many childhood cancer survivors develop serious health problems connected to their treatment by age 45. According to a study in the Canadian Medical Association Journal, only around half of patients are being screened for heart disease, and even fewer are getting colorectal and breast cancer screenings. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back.
In the heart of Grove, Oklahoma, a new era of healthcare has arrived.
Yes, thank you guys.
Right now at 6:30, local scuba students showed off their basketball skills in an underwater basketball game.
And we've got ourselves a chilly start for our Monday, but like that says, it's going to be nice, sunny. It also is going to be breezy out there. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, St. Patrick's Day is being celebrated around the 4 states. We'll take you to a look at the Irish Gnome Workshop.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:28. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. So it is Monday in the 4 states. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. It was nice and sunny out. It was very enjoyable.
It was a great weekend. We had a couple of chilly starts, but once that sun came out, boy, it warmed up nicely.
Just nice to be out my first full weekend off, too.
I know. It's got to be. I remember the first full weekend I had off, man. It was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
It's a great adjustment. I hope all you folks at home had a great weekend as well. And we've got a great Monday. Unfortunately, the greatness in a way stops here. We're going to talk about all that a little later, but first let's get you out the door. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline in Joplin, looking pretty good as folks get their day underway. Temperatures around the region, again, it's a bit of a chilly start. We're in the upper 30s. We've got a lot more low 40s out there now, but it's still a bit on the cool side. And we have that southerly breeze, which is going to increase as we head later into the morning and into the afternoon. Kids getting on the bus this morning, sunny, 40, south breeze about 5 to 10, so they're going to want a jacket getting on the bus. However, they're not going to want that jacket getting off the bus. Breezy, gusts 25, maybe 30 miles an hour out of the southwest on occasion here and there. And we'll be about 64 by the time that bus brings them home. As for the rest of today, sunny, breezy, nice. Highs today ultimately making the mid-upper 60s out there. And then late tonight into the overnight, clouds are going to increase. And as we head into our Tuesday through at least Friday, we're going to start to see some increasing thunderstorm chances as well. We're going to talk about all that in the full forecast a little later. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Along with setting your clock forward over the weekend, you may want to check other devices around your home. Local fire departments also say it's a good time to check your smoke alarms. They suggest changing your alarm's battery and checking the date on the back of your alarms. If they're older than 10 years or don't have a date, it's a good idea to replace them.
Typically a 9-volt battery that's in most smoke detectors is good for about 6 months, and that's the reason why they want them changed in that interval. Daylight savings, because it happens twice a year, is just a good time when you're changing your clock, change your batteries. It just makes for a good universal time to do that.
Firefighters also suggest cleaning up around your smoke alarms. Dust and cobwebs can impact a detector's smoke sensor. Easter is right around the corner, and Firehouse Pottery in Joplin is kicking off the holiday with an Easter egg story time. Children of all ages had the opportunity to listen to an Easter story and then paint a piece of pottery inspired by the book. Organizers say it's a way for families to start a fun new Easter tradition.
I love reading the story with the kiddos and have them interact. It's so fun to see their ideas, and then it's great to see what they paint too, because they always have good ideas, and they don't worry about a thing. They just put their art out there, and it's usually pretty cool.
The story for Saturday's event was Duck and Goose, Here Comes the Easter Bunny. Missouri Southern Saturday hosted an archery tournament for local high schools. Around 900 students participated in the event from schools including Oswego, Riverton, Joplin, Neosho, Lamar, and Sarcoxy. Officials say the tournament gave students a chance to connect and meet new people.
Just getting all the kids together. We see each other almost every weekend, and we compete. We're competitors on the line, but a lot of the kids and coaches become friends when they're not up on the line and help each other out throughout the season.
The top male and female at Saturday's event was awarded Missouri Southern scholarships. Well, scuba students at Calypso Scuba Saturday showed off their basketball skills in an underwater basketball game. The purpose of the event was to have fun while raising money for local fire departments. It included stadium-style foods, a tour of the Dunweg fire truck, and of course, cheering on your favorite team.
We definitely appreciate the opportunity to get to come out here and meet the people and watch the game and take whatever donations are available. We definitely appreciate it, and we'll take good care of it and use it wisely.
Players' entry fee was $20, which included tanks and scuba gear. St. Patrick's Day celebrations are underway. Art Central in Carthage Sunday kicked off the holiday by creating a St. Patrick's Day gnomes. Attendees were provided supplies for their creation, including yarn for hair, hats, and pins.
Gnomes are so much fun, and to me with a gnome it's like less detail as far as, if you try to create other things, you're dealing with the eyes, the mouths and stuff. With the gnomes, you just got this little pug nose and no eyes to deal with, but it leaves a little bit for your imagination to roll.
Sunday's workshop began at 2 and wrapped up around 5. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A college in New York has started asking retired seniors to live on campus. We'll have the latest. And we have a nice and sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Pittsburgh State University, home to the 2024 MIAA Women's Basketball Champions.
Gear up for warmer weather during our Green Up sale. Save some green and get 0% financing on a new dependable John Deere. Visit HeritageTractor.com today. Exclusions apply. Offer ends March 16, 2024.
In Consumer Watch this morning, a college in New York has started an unusual experiment asking retired seniors to live on campus, taking classes with students. Michael George spoke with residents, both elderly and young, about how it's going.
Meet Howard and Judy Zweig. They're college seniors of a different type at SUNY Purchase in New York. The couple, in their 80s, lives in a retirement community built right in the middle of campus.
It's been fabulous.
The Zweigs say they chose an apartment at Broadview at Purchase College because they love learning and new experiences.
It's been wonderful. We walk all over the campus, and we go everywhere. Right, left, right.
Seniors living on campus can take salsa lessons taught by 19-year-old sophomore Sela Annunziata. They can go to school events and concerts and even take classes.
We're taking a class right now on the history of Africa. And many people ask, why did you choose that class? Simple answer. We don't know anything about Africa, and we felt we'd like to learn about it.
Now, when you take a class, does this mean that you're having exams?
No, and that's why we take the class.
Annunziata, who attends classes with some of the elderly residents, says she's learning from them, too.
I feel like the senior citizens in the class, they have a lot to add because they have more experience in the world.
Just 3 months since its opening, more than half of the 200 senior living units are occupied. And the Zweigs say they haven't seen any wild college parties. In fact, the students have been great neighbors.
We've learned that living intergenerationally really works well. I think it's keeping us younger.
Left, right, left.
Redefining retirement and proving you're never too old to learn something new. Michael George, CBS News, Purchase, New York.
75% of the profits from the new senior living center go towards scholarships. Jewel Baby is recalling more than 60,000 infant swings due to a suffocation risk. The swings were sold at Walmart stores and other online retailers. According to a notice from the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the swings were marketed and designed for infants to sleep in, but they failed to meet regulatory standards for sleep. Owners of the product are warned to stop using them for sleep and to contact Jewel for a free repair kit. The U.S. Department of Justice is investigating the January blowout of an Alaskan Airlines door plug mid-flight. More specifically, the DOJ is looking into whether anything that led up to or contributed to the blowout could impact the deferred prosecution agreement the plane's manufacturer Boeing entered into with the agency in 2021, which resolved criminal charges that stem from the 737 MAX crashes. Alaska Airlines says it is cooperating with the investigation. Boeing and the Justice Department declined to comment. And a magically delicious treat is returning to Cold Stone Creamery ahead of St. Patrick's Day. Lucky Charms ice cream is back throughout the month. Lucky Charms lovers can also order a Cold Stone creation or milkshake that includes creamy green Lucky Charms ice cream mixed with pieces of cereal, whipped cream, and gold glitter. You missed the last total solar eclipse visible in the U.S. in 2017. You'll soon have another opportunity to witness this phenomenon. Monday, April 8th, a total solar eclipse will pass over Mexico, the U.S., and Canada. Jen Sullivan talks to a travel expert about where to go and the best way to experience it.
Do you still have those special solar eclipse viewing glasses? You may have another opportunity to use them. On April 8th, a total solar eclipse will be visible to millions of people in North America, 32 million in the U.S. alone.
I saw the last solar eclipse, and there is really something magical.
Expedia travel expert Melanie Fish says this eclipse will be visible in more areas than the Great American Eclipse in 2017.
This time, the solar eclipse covers a much more populated path of totality. So that means a lot more people are going to have a chance to see it.
A solar eclipse is when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, casting a shadow on the earth that fully or partially blocks the sun's light, creating darkness like this during the day. Mexico's Pacific coast will experience the total eclipse first. Then the path enters the U.S. and goes up to Newfoundland, Canada. People in 15 states will be able to view the phenomenon, and lodging is already in high demand.
Availability is getting tight for hotels to stay in and vacation rentals in the path of totality.
This year's rare sight falls around spring break, which is already a popular time to travel. So book accommodations, flights, and car rentals now. For those who have the week off, Fish suggests planning an entire trip around the solar eclipse. So pick a place where there are other things to see and do. Most importantly, plan ahead.
Don't just wing it and hit the road and say, I'm going to drive to wherever the eclipse is.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
After April 8th, the next total solar eclipse visible across the U.S. won't happen until August 23rd, 2044. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Now here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, taking a quick look outside. This is our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Clear skies, starting to get a bit breezy. It will get windier as we head into the late morning and afternoon hours. MoDOT camera 20th in range line. Looking back to the north, plenty of cars out there, plenty of folks getting their Monday underway, and it is going to be a great Monday out there. It's a bit chilly to start. Upper 30s, low 40s for most of us across the area. Kids getting on the bus this morning, they're going to want that jacket initially. We're going to be about 40 degrees, south breeze at 5 to 10 miles an hour, but sunny skies. Sunny, breezy later this afternoon. Southwest winds occasionally gusting 25, maybe as high as 30 miles an hour. We're going to be 64 by the time those kids come home this afternoon. We do have thunderstorm chances increasing as we head into our Tuesday through Friday. We'll take another full look at your forecast here in just a moment. It's also just about time to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Those are coming up after the break. But first, let's see what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Tony DeCopel. Coming up on CBS Mornings, David Begnaud has the heartwarming story of a dog who had to adjust to a new home after her owner died and now is bringing love and care to people who need it. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
When I noticed my heat stopped working, I decided to call the pros at PillPascal.com.
All right, time for those Monday birthdays in the 4 states. We're going to start with Mackenzie Carnes, celebrating birthday number 12. Says, happy birthday, we love you, with love coming from Dad and Mom.
Caden Pretty is also celebrating a birthday today, birthday 21 from Iola, Kansas. It says, love from all of your family and other family.
And then Chanute Riley Messner celebrating birthday number 21. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Eli Meyer, who turns 23 from Sarcoxy. It says, happy birthday from Abby and the whole family.
And Courtney Borland celebrating birthday number 34 today. Happy birthday, Courtney.
And Katie Natalini turns 36 from Columbus. Happy birthday, Katie.
And over in Pittsburgh, Shane Wade celebrating birthday number 47. Happy birthday, Shane.
And happy birthday to Gilbert Haynes from Chanute, who's celebrating birthday number 50.
And in Weir, Charlotte Forth celebrating birthday number 93. Says, all our love forever from your children. Happy birthday, Charlotte.
Ann Thiel of Columbus is also celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, Ann.
And we've got Gideon and Melinda Buchanan in Jasper celebrating their 18th year of wedded bliss. A very happy anniversary to the Buchanans.
Of course, our very own Chris Warner is also celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, Chris, even though it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Who is that creepy looking fella on there? I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, like I said earlier, I definitely feel older, not so sure about the wiser portion here. So we'll see. We'll see as the day goes on. And speaking of things going on, so does our list. And we also have Karen Grizzle celebrating a birthday in Columbus. Happy birthday, Karen.
And last but not least, Mike Thomas is also celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you, Mike.
All right. Aside from that horrifying image at the end of our birthdays list, it was a pretty good one. It was not bad at all. If you want to celebrate your birthday or anniversary with us, Elise has all the details.
Yes, submit to birthdays at KOAMnewsnow.com. Make sure to include those birthday pictures and messages, and to meet the deadline there at the bottom so that you can be mentioned.
Absolutely. You want to make sure it airs on time.
Yes.
Now, something else that's on time, your weather forecast. And here we are taking a live look from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Getting a little breezier. It will get breezier as we head through the day. MoDOT camera again, 32nd in range. Sorry, that's the one we've shown here lately. This is 20th in range line. Thankfully, this knows where it's at. Looking back to the north, looking pretty good so far this morning. Winds are going to increase today. Now, on average, we're looking at gusts 25 to 30 miles an hour out there. Could be some higher gusts here and there. And these will be out of the south-southwest throughout the day. Then as we head into our Tuesday, these winds are really going to start to ramp up. This is where we start to see those gusts 40, maybe 45 miles an hour still out of the south. And all these gusty winds are also going to usher in two more things. One, some thunderstorm chances. Two, much warmer weather as we head into our Tuesday and Wednesday across the area. So as you can see, it will remain breezy out there for quite some time. In Joplin right now, 41, clear skies, feels like 35 with a south breeze at 9 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region, upper 30s, low 40s, even now 45 in Chanute as the warm spot out there. So again, it's a chilly start for most of us, but it will improve as we go through the day with these sunny skies, breezy conditions, making 54 by 11 o'clock this morning. And as we head into the afternoon, we will hold on to sunny skies, warm temperatures as we go mid-upper 60s for our highs. And if that's not warm enough for you, it's going to get warmer as we head later into this week. Tonight, we're going to be clear through the evening. Clouds will gradually begin to increase late tonight and overnight. So we'll be partly cloudy overnight with lows back into the mid to upper 40s before we start to go mostly cloudy on our Tuesday. And that is ahead of two things. One, again, the warmer temperatures, three things. The windier conditions, and then late thunderstorm chances. So by late evening tomorrow, we're going to start to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. And some of these could be strong to low-grade severe. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on for you. And they'll run overnight and into early Wednesday morning. That will be mostly cloudy, breezy on our Wednesday. And then by late Wednesday into Thursday morning, we're going to see additional showers and thunderstorms out there. Now, these are going to be a little more isolated to widely scattered, and at this point, by Thursday, they look to really be confined right along and south of I-44, but they will continue at least into early Friday morning for some of us out there, and we do have, again, that potential for some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms. So again, today, looking fantastic. The other thing to keep in mind, too, is with these thunderstorm chances, at least between tomorrow and into Wednesday, they're going to be late evening overnight. The daytime hours are going to be relatively dry, warm, and breezy. But we have that low wind risk across a good portion of the area for us tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. And again, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, a much broader area. But the good news is at this point, both of those in the low end category. And we're looking at wind and hail being the primary concern. But of course, if any of this changes, we will let you know right here on KOAM, but just stick with us and we'll keep an eye on these thunderstorm chances for you. Well, coming up, when we make the transition over to Fox 14, which by the way, that happens at 7 a.m., we're going to hear the story of a Maine couple finding their way through life in the 1940s through a letter.
To drive around a boulder blocking the road, we are proud to salute Roland Brown, a four-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Local fire departments say it's a good time to check your smoke alarms. They suggest changing your alarm's batteries and checking the date on the back of your alarm. If they're older than 10 years or don't have a date, it's a good idea to replace them. Firefighters also suggest cleaning up around your smoke alarms. Scuba students at Calypso Scuba Saturday showed off their basketball skills in an underwater basketball game. The purpose of the event was to have fun while raising money for local fire departments. Participants enjoyed stadium-style foods, a tour of the Dunwega fire truck, and of course, cheering on their favorite team. Missouri Southern hosted an archery tournament for local high schools on Saturday. Around 900 students participated in the event. Officials say the tournament gave the students a chance to connect and meet new people. The top male and female at Saturday's event were awarded Missouri Southern scholarships. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door, chilly this morning, breezy this afternoon, wind gusts 25, maybe 30 miles an hour. A nice day, though, otherwise sunny, mid-upper 70s for our highs. Cleared through the evening, clouds gradually increasing overnight. We'll fall back into the mid to upper 40s out there with partly cloudy skies. Thunderstorm chances increase late tomorrow into Wednesday morning, and again Wednesday night into Thursday morning, as well as into Thursday and Friday, mid-70s out there. But we are keeping our eye on the possibility of some strong low-grade severe storms over the next couple of days with wind and hail as the primary concern.
We will just have to soak up the sun for today then.
Absolutely. Enjoy today. It's going to be wonderful.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making a mushroom rice bake in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Coming up, Anthony Mason visits what could be the largest collection of popular music in the world and tells why it's in desperate need of a new home.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, musician Cody Howell joins us in the studio to tell us more about his new album.
Plus, Kim Eckerman and Lori Jones also joining us in the studio to talk about the Ronald McDonald St. Patrick's Day Free Run Community 5K. That's going to wrap it up for us for now. We're going to see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.
Me as